Hey guys, how's it going? It's Sped here, hope you're all good. So following yesterday's video where we were talking about the return of my Les Paul after its jumbo refret and the new Graphtec hardware, I had a couple of comments from people asking about my signal chain. So I thought I would do a quick rig rundown of my current home studio setup. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, hit the little bell next to the subscribe button to get notifications when I upload. Thumb up the video and drop me a wicked comment below and I promise I will get back to you. So starting with the pedal board, this is a Pedal Train 2 and I bought it with the hard case when I was touring with my old band. I've drilled 4 locking Nutric jack sockets into the back of the frame. All the cabling is Evidence Audio monorail cable with the twist-on solderless jacks. Absolutely amazing. You literally cut the cable to the length you want, screw on the jack, and you're good to go. So from the input at the back, this runs into my One Control OC10. This is a buffered switching system. You've probably seen the Gig Rig 2. It's comparable to that, but it doesn't have as many features, but it's a lot cheaper. There's 2 modes, preset mode, and if you hold down the tuner button here, it goes into manual mode. So I've got my compressor here, I've got my Archer. Larry was my Larry David pedal, but this is actually now the Strymon Sunset. You can turn them off. Hold down the tuner button again, and this takes us into preset mode. You'll notice that I've got a MIDI cable here, because I'm sending MIDI out to the Big Sky and the Timeline. So as I change between these presets now, you'll see both the Timeline and the Big Sky change. You can turn that off here if you want, but I think it's a really cool feature. So in preset 1, we've got loop 1 and loop 8. If I wanted to add the Archer, I would literally just press loop 3. When I go over to patch 2, there's nothing. Let's say I wanted compressor, Pog, and Larry, loop 4. There you go. Simple as that. When you're in preset mode, press the tuner button up here. This bypasses everything and goes straight to the Polytune 2 Mini. So in terms of the signal chain, in order, we've got the SP compressor by Exotic, the Micropog by Electro-Harmonix. We've got the J-Rocket Archer, which is a really good clone. I was watching a video the other day where Dan from that pedal show was saying that this works way better at the end of your overdrive chain. So I'm thinking about putting that after the Sunset and this little pedal here. Next is the Strymon Sunset, which is a dual overdrive pedal. You've got 3 modes on each side. You can run A or B, and you can run A and B. On the back, you can run A into B, B into A, or you can run A and B in parallel, which gives you so many options. After that, we have got a clone of a full-tone OCD. Now, this was a custom pedal made by my friend Ian at Gigahertz, and it's really cool. You can run it in 9 or 18 volts. It's got a high and a low pass filter and a bass toggle switch there. After the overdrives, we go into the Liquid Chorus from Visual Sounds. This is a really wide 80s Police kind of vintage chorus sound, and I love it. I first heard this being used by a guy called John, who's one of the touring guitarists from Paramore when we were out with them. This would be back in 2013. I was watching Side Stage from the Milan show and I heard him kick it on. I was like, wow, I need that pedal. Got it immediately. After that, we go into the Strymon Timeline, which is an incredible delay pedal. I've got it set up this way around because I wanted the tap tempo on the outside, because if I had it here, I might accidentally turn bank A of Big Sky on. What I like about this as well is if you hold down the tap tempo button, you can put it into looper mode, which is amazing. Obviously, after that, we go into the Strymon Big Sky, which was a present from Gab, actually. Surprised me one Christmas. What a Christmas present that is. In fact, that was a Christmas present as well from Gab. That was, and she also bought me my bass and my PRS 24SE in purple. Basically, you all need to get yourself a Gab because, I mean, come on. Over here, you are looking at Leon Black from Curb Your Enthusiasm, and this says, "Topsy-turvy that motherfucker." All right. Basically, this has just got a TRS cable in the back, and it's part of my pedal snake that I had made. You hit that, and it's just turning on channel 2 of the Victory Sheriff 22. I'm running the red and white Mighty Bright lights. Now they're 4.5 volts, which is a real pain in the arse to power. So my friend Ian at Gigahertz, who made me this clone and this, he made me a little box underneath, which is 9 volts in. It has 3 courtesy 9 volts out and a 4.5. So it powers my light without having to use batteries. What a dude. Here are the 4 Neutrik locking jacks. You've got guitar in, amp out, send and return, and then over here, the purple TRS cable, which is just a channel changer. And yeah, with the effects loop, because I'm running a pedal switching system, I've got it set up so that only the timeline and the big sky go through the send and return, but it still all goes through the pedal switcher. So this is a 22 watt plexi from Victory. The settings that you see right now are pretty much how I run it. Channel 1, which is slightly cleaner, I've got it set to about 11 o'clock. Channel 2, which is way heavier, I've got it set to about 10 o'clock. Treble, I back off to about 11 o'clock. Middle and bass, pump them up to about 2. Presence back to 11 o'clock. And the master just shy of full volume at around 5 o'clock. If I'm trying to get some crystal clear cleans, I will take that first channel right the way down. But most of the time I'm driving channel 1 and 2 with the Archer, the Sunset, or the full tone OCD clone. So I come out of the Sheriff and I come into a 2 Notes Torpedo Studio. I bought this just before we moved to London because I knew we'd be downsizing and I needed something that could attenuate but also give me that true cabinet sound. So you can see on the screen here, I have a 121 ribbon mic on a British vintage closed back 412, basically a Marshall 412 cab, closed back. On the B, I've got a Free Rock 2 Notes cab with a 421, and that's pulled a little bit further away. And that's pretty much it. I don't mess around with any of the preamp stuff here, or the EQ, or the compression. I do all that in post. I mean, there's so many options in here, so many different cabs. I've bought a few, but that setup kills it, really does. So coming out of the 2 Notes Torpedo Studio, I run 2 XLRs into my Universal Apollo 8, and I have 2 Unison mic pre's on the go, and that's how they are set up. I'll be honest with you, I don't know too much about what's going on here, but I click and mess and just use my ear. When it sounds right, that's good enough for me. I don't know what you all make of these settings here, but it sounds pretty good to me. So this is my little songwriting template that I've made for Logic. I have my first channel panned left 20 and the second one I hard pan right. I like that sound. And then I have Superior Drummer 3, channel 1, and then I have a bass channel. If I'm recording bass, I will probably use the SVT3 Pro Ampeg plugin that I bought. It was on offer a few months back from Universal Audio, and that thing sounds killer. Do a little bit of compression, a little bit of EQing, nothing special, and that's pretty much how I get my sound. That's my rig. As you know, I string everything up with Ernie Ball. I have a jar of fucking picks there. I have some rechargeable batteries. I have a really shit TV screen that I need to replace. I'm on Virgin Media. I've got a Bonamassa wah and a tiny little Veilton chorus pedal up there. And my studio monitors are Yamaha HS7s. So that was my little home studio tour rig rundown. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, let me know in the comments below. Again, don't forget to hit subscribe, thumb up the video, and share it with your gran. See you in the next one, guys. Peace.